The city of East Peoria could be the newest owner of a plot of farmland, believing it could be a prime site for future development. But according to the mayor, John Call, it won't be a data center or a solar project. City Council is being asked to approve buying just over 270 acres of farmland between U.S. Route 24 and Centennial Drive at East Peoria's northwestern boundary. That property was auctioned last month, and the city had the winning bid, around $5.2 million. According to council, it's one of the few remaining available growth corridors, and it could impact future development. It's expected to be presented at tomorrow night's meeting, but a vote is not expected yet. When they were made aware that the development by Keel and Bly property located in that area was being auctioned off, they had concerns about how the land would be used.